Welcome to How We Heard It, the podcast about music, pop culture, movies, and more, with your hosts Wayne Bledsoe and Chuck Campbell.
Bună ziua, this is Chuck Campbell with...
Wayne Bledsoe.
I'm John Baker.
And what language was that, Chuck?
Why, that's Romanian, Wayne. I thought you knew that by now. I've been trying to teach you that all day.
Well, you know, the Romanian classes just haven't clicked with me lately.
We need to work on that.
You did go to Romania, though, didn't you?
No, I didn't get any further than Hungary when it comes to Romania.
Oh, I thought you went to Romania.
But we got some listeners there somehow.
I have a friend at work who has some Romanian neighbors who keep fixing him dinner, and he says it's terrible.
Well, you know. I mean, what do you even think of when you think of Romanian cuisine?
Well, apparently it's whatever is available. They boiled chicken in pickle juice.
Oh, my God.
And he said it was horrifically bad.
You know, I was in neighboring Hungary for quite a while, and they had a lot of vegetable salads and stuff like that. So just that few miles down into the rocky roads and into Transylvania.
But a totally different language.
Totally different language. Although it's a Romance language. Interesting fact, it's the only
Hungarians?
Romance... Yeah, no, Romanian.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's the only Romance language east of... I don't know, like all the others border Italy and France and Spain and Portugal all border, and then you got Romania kind of
Out there all
over the Alps, and yeah.
And then Hungary's got a language that's just like unlike anybody else's, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, it was that was the worst because I tried to learn, and I even met a Hungarian woman like a week or so ago, and she told me her name was Hungarian for something or another, and she had an accent, so I knew she was from Hungary. And I said, "Beszél angolul?" She goes, "What?" I said, "That's the only thing I learned, and it's, do you speak English?" And then she told me, she said
Corrected
it back
you?
to me. Yeah. And then she was like, "Oh, you know, how nice that you would at least even try." So.
Even though you did say my mother is anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Everybody knows that in every language.
Before we leave language, I got to tell you, I don't know if one of our friends who's from Nigeria.
Yes.
And the language that she speaks, she said that the word for rock can mean father, rock, or erection. And it's all in what you emphasize when you say the word.
Wow. Oh, that's tricky. Wow.
Sounds like a lot of Asian languages or tone languages where if you finish with an up, it says one thing and it means something else.
Well, apparently in Yoruba, you could really try to say something very innocent and get killed, yes.
I wonder when they start school in Nigeria.
Well, that is our subject, isn't it?
Sort of, I guess. We had a mishap today, but we're going to ride right through it like this was our plan all along.
You said you weren't going to admit it.
And it's my fault. Well, I feel guilty, and it's my fault. So I have to admit it when it's my fault. If it's someone else's fault, I would cover for you, but it's totally me. So basically, we're just going to go with movies set in high school.
Or TV shows.
TV shows, if you want.
Visual entertainment as opposed to audio entertainment.
And because of my miscommunication, Wayne is well prepared for a subject we've not even come up with. And
I think John was too. But
yeah, and so they're just having to kind of
I have some
freewheel here. So anyway,
this will work.
Why don't we start with talking about there are unbelievable amount of movies that are set in high school days. I think mainly because there are so many coming of age stories that come out of that because of, it's like your last time when you're just around tons of people all the time before you're in the corporate world or even universities, you kind of get segregated and all that. So it's a good time, and people, and so many teenagers are movie goers, so you want to do movies that are... Mm-hmm. So anyway, it's an easy topic. It's an easy to play off comedies, to play off horror films, even dramas and other kinds of specialty type genres. So, but one thing they do all the time is they divide the high schools into very common tropes. Yeah. Not every single movie, but it's just easier to convey the characters that way. If you say, okay, we got the jocks here, we got the nerds there, we got the brains, we got the stoners, we got the pretty girls, maybe the goth kids, and that really wasn't how high school went for me. How about you? Was it that clear? Or?
It was pretty clear. With the good thing is, it's funny because I skipped a year in high school so I'd get out early. I went to summer school so I'd get out early.
Oh wow!
And all my friends were in the upper grade.
Okay,
My
of
best
course.
friends, all my best friends.
Of course, you were born an adult, so of course all your friends were older than you.
But definitely the group that I was in were definitely the nerds.
Okay.
But if you smoked weed,
right, you were stoners.
you kind of you could blend in with the stoners and sometimes the jocks, because in that grade that I skipped up to, the jocks are smoking weed.
Yeah.
And getting into trouble. And even though we were nerds, we got into a lot of trouble.
Right.
Lots of trouble.
I got into a lot of trouble, too. I kind of navigated my path just sort of not really in any one group. But I kind of was thinking about that. I really lucked out because I don't have any scarring memories of high school. It seemed to go pretty well.
Yeah.
And hearing the stories afterward from my friends, like, wow, that was really hell, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But, and I kind of always had I had an inner circle, maybe 5 or 6 friends, and then maybe 20 more friends in the circle outside of that. And
right.
I think I was sort of friendly, neutral, whatever, to almost everybody in the school.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have any natural enemies, So I never felt like a loner or anything. I wasn't a super extrovert, but I wasn't introverted. I wasn't the kid, at a table by myself. Or anything
same
like
here.
that.
We had a really tight group. The movie Dazed and Confused is set in the year that I graduated, and it is really close to the structure of how people were in my school.
Okay.
Because
was it set in that year?
1977.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And the people that, in that movie, it shows the nerds kind of crossing over with the athletes and the stoners, kind of blending between the two. And that was what I thought high school like. I think in 1977, that's pretty much what it was like.
Yeah. I was friends with the nerds. I was friends with the smart kids.
Yeah.
I was just right at the edge of being smart enough to be with smart kids. There was a special organization or club that was called the Beta Epsilon, and it was like an English honors club.
Right.
And they only took 9 from my class, and I guarantee you, I was the 9th smartest one in that group.
I've got it even. This will tell you everything you need to know about who I was.
Okay.
I was voted into the National Honor Society.
Right.
On the same week that I found out I was failing my senior year. Because I wouldn't wake up and go to first period.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I went.
What was first period?
It was an English class. Okay. Of course, I was great in English for the most part.
Right.
So I went to summer school for 2 weeks. I was so used to going to summer school anyway, and graduated in summer school because I took my first period English class again in summer school. So, so I'm probably the only person that that was voted into the National Honor Society at the same time they failed their senior year.
Wow. Well, that's pretty cool.
It's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Dazed and Confused, because you brought that up. And I remember everybody in the office really liked it except me.
Really? You didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
Why?
I didn't like it because there's a certain level. It had really intelligent, and I know I just shut up because you and a couple of the others just all the time talking about it. I didn't like. I don't like dialogue when it's way too clever,
right?
And it just kind of rang, kind of like, okay, I don't know about that.
Interesting, because I didn't think it had very clever dialogue. Maybe
it didn't.
To me, it was like the reason I could relate is people were as dumb as we were in high school. And, I could relate to the obsession with music that some of the characters had.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the sneaking off and smoking or doing whatever and getting drunk. And, it's...
And the character of Wooderson, everybody knows someone like that.
Oh,
the Matthew McConaughey character. He's like he was the cool kid when he was in high school, but he's graduated like 4 years ago, and he's still hanging around with the college kids.
Right.
The high school kids won't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I related to that. I related to the freshman kid, who was hanging out with the older kids.
And he just had the best night.
Yeah, had a great time.
Okay.
I did that with my
Fair
older
enough.
sister's friends. And when I was younger than that, and they were, not seniors probably, but yeah. So I could relate to a lot of characters in that movie. And it's funny, it is one of those movies that I've always wondered if you didn't grow up then, if you would enjoy it as much.
Yeah. Well, my older sister, was the same age as you are. And so
Right.
all that music, all that stuff, I was secondhand smoke.
Yeah.
What was the kind of music that...
70s, like Aerosmith and...
What was on the radio? It was Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith,
I
and
think
all that other
everything you're
stuff.
telling me makes me understand why I didn't like that
Yeah, I
movie.
could see, you would have hated the
Just because I didn't
soundtrack.
relate to it, not
Yeah.
because it was a bad movie, but it's just like, I don't get it.
Well, it was the
like
older-
watching American Graffiti or something. It's just like, I don't...
The older sister you didn't get along with
Yeah.
was the one that would like the music that was in there.
Yeah. I would say so, yeah.
But it's interesting to me because there's every generation now since American Graffiti has their own movie, or their own high school teenage movie for their generation.
Leslie and I were listening to a book on tape, and it was Matthew McConaughey's autobiography. And he was talking about that Wooderson character, and he said, as soon as I saw it in the script, I knew exactly who that was. The director didn't tell me how to act that part at all. I just improvised the whole thing. And but I think you're right. I mean, I remember Reality Bites with Winona Ryder and
Right.
Ethan Hawke, and that just is so Gen X. And Chuck, you and I are, depending on what math you go by, we're
Right.
either a boomer or a
Right.
Gen X. I identify as a Gen X.
Right, definitely.
And that movie just, to me, seems kind of...
I forgot about it. I just furiously, full confession here, I furiously created a list of movies that were set in high school and sent my big list via my phone, and it didn't go through, and I lost the list, so I had to scramble and put together a bunch afterward. But I think I like Reality Bites, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, I identified it more closely with my generation than
Right.
Dazed and Confused, although I love Dazed and Confused.
Yeah. Well, what'd y'all think of Superbad?
I like Superbad.
Yeah, I thought Superbad was loads of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely, generations beyond me,
Yeah.
but you could still relate to some of this high school stuff.
Especially like Michael Cera, because he was just like sort of trying to find his way through all these unrealistic, expectations. He represented kind of the awkward kid who's just trying to get to adulthood,
But the big part that I related to is,
Jonah Hill?
well, it was the situation of showing up at a party with people that were way too old for you to be there.
Okay.
And things going on that you
sounds
should
like
not
you.
be involved
Yeah.
in.
I mean, almost all of my friends in high school were in my class. I would say 95% of them were in my class. So we were all the same age.
Yeah.
So I didn't have that crashing older people's parties or anything like that.
Well, there were plenty of times, because I was involved in like theater and all sorts of things. I had extracurricular stuff that were with people much older than me.
Yeah.
And you'd go some places and think, oh, I'm glad nobody knows that I'm here other than the people who are here. Because this is kind of dangerous. God knows what could happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes it nearly did.
My sister dragged me to one of those parties one time, and they were all older, and they were all up to... And I just walked in and walked right back out and just hung out in the yard until she was ready to go.
Oh, see, that's the opposite of me. We were very opposite.
Yeah,
in high
we
school.
very much were.
But, in America, I can still, to some extent, relate to American Graffiti, even though that's a generation before me.
Yeah.
Just, the driving around looking for, and that's an element in every one of these movies.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is just driving around looking for something to do, trying to find people and hanging out.
Yeah.
And, I love the part in that movie where Richard Dreyfuss, who, is a graduating senior, tracks down Wolfman Jack, who is, a character who is just exactly the same as Wolfman Jack, even though, they don't call him Wolfman Jack.
Right.
And they go. He drives out to the little radio station in the middle of nowhere,
And finds Wolfman Jack.
and finds the guy, but he says he isn't him.
Oh, okay.
But but the guy's Wolfman Jack character is very supportive, and gives him some good advice, and it goes on.
Well, should I just keep on my little negative jag and go with the ones I think are overrated, or
Just pick out whatever.
Just pick out whatever. Okay. Well, what did you guys think of Napoleon Dynamite?
I loved it.
It's one of those movies that when you're talking about it after the fact and remembering back, it's funny as hell. But when you're watching it, I was the whole time just like, this is just really weird.
Well, see, I'd read about it, and so I knew this was going to be strange and different, and I took all my kids to it.
Oh, okay.
So
Did they all like it?
Yeah, I took my 3 kids, and then my oldest friend, the band he was in. We all went, and everybody loved it, and nobody knew what to expect. And that was the thing. It's so different.
Yeah.
I mean, he is an uber nerd guy, but just like not even rising to the level of nerd.
Right. Right. He
He's
was
just
way out there.
right.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I loved the fact. I mean, I loved his awful uncle. Everybody's got like a relative or some older person that's going to give you the worst advice in the world.
Right.
Trying desperately to stay cool.
Yeah, and it's like everything about it. I mean, they didn't follow up. Nobody involved in that, I don't think, followed up with anything that was that good after. But I think Napoleon Dynamite, in its way, is weirdly perfect.
It's certainly one of the most popular ones. I mean, that was from 2004, so probably one of the most popular ones from.
People quote it
this
all the
century.
time.
Yeah, and
they
just
do.
and just the strangeness. I mean, having Pedro, I just realized what was making me hot was my hair.
Shocks, pegs, lucky. It's just great to quote after the fact.
Yeah.
What? Let's see. What have we talked about here? Fast Times at Ridgemont. Mm-hmm. Hi. I like that one too.
Yeah, I think. Are you saying these are overrated? Is this where you're coming from? I'm just,
No, I'm going through ones that I know were big.
Okay.
That either I think were overrated or I didn't really connect to them, but I could understand.
Did
how
you
people
connect with Fast Times?
Not really.
Really?
No.
Well, see, I think
That was Phoebe Cates coming out of the pool, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's an unforgettable scene.
But Sean Penn, entirely forgettable. So
I don't know.
Oh, it
I
made his
know. That's
career.
just what I'm saying. Is like I wasn't there.
Well, to me, the thing with Fast Times at Ridgemont High is it holds up way better than it ever should. I think it's way smarter than it was marketed.
And that's one reason I'm bringing it up, because some of these hold up well and some didn't hold up well at all.
Right.
So.
Well, I just rewatched Days Confused a few years ago, and it held up. Fast Times I've seen in the last 10 years, and it holds up really well.
Okay.
Ray Walston as Mr. Hand,
Yeah.
who was just so over it with the Sean Penn character. Man, I mean, everybody knew a teacher like that. He was like tough and took no shit, but would help them. Would help a kid try to pass the class. And I mean, I thought it was great. And I really thought that the whole thing with Jennifer Jason Leigh losing her virginity and it just being such the whole letdown thing.
Yeah, it was a letdown.
I thought that was great. I thought that was really realistic, and the fact that Phoebe Cates acts like she knows everything and she really doesn't.
Mm-mm.
I think it's a fairly iconic movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm hitting the ones that I think were iconic movies that maybe I didn't feel were iconic. One I really didn't like was Cruel Intentions.
I liked it, but I like what it's based on better.
Right.
It's based on the movie's gone out of my head right now, but I mean it's written in the 17th century.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's okay.
It'll
Just
come to
move
me
on.
eventually.
Yeah.
But and that was made not too awful long. The one based on the actual book with John Malkovich, and I can't remember if Uma Thurman's in that. I can't remember. But anyway, it's. I thought it held up. Okay. I mean, I haven't seen it since then, but I liked it.
Yeah,
at the
me
time.
either. Or maybe I would like it now. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Dangerous Liaisons. That was
Dangerous Liaisons. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
you just won.
Bill and Ted's fun.
I can't remember ever really watching it.
Yeah, I mean, it's stupid.
Yeah, I think
But
that's
it's-
why I avoided it.
It's got George Carlin in it.
Oh, all right.
But, yeah, I mean, it's not something I've said, I really want to go back and watch that again. But
Right.
I liked it when it came out.
I'm focusing on the comedies right now. Let's go back to these 80 comedies,
Yeah.
and see what we think about them. Because one thing, I was oversaturated with those because we had cable,
Right.
and I saw probably 16 Candles 400,000 times. Not because I even loved it, but just because it was on.
Right.
You know, and I watched it, and it was on. It was on at 2 or 4 or whatever time, and I just sat down and watched it every time. And there are a lot of parts of that don't play so well now.
They do not. I loved it at the time. I thought it was great, really funny. But, yeah, the racism of Long Duck Dong.
Yeah.
Yep.
The possible unconscious sex.
Right.
That
well,
was
there was
really-
also for her sister.
I'm talking about Farmer Ted, who, the hot boy leaves his passed out girlfriend with Farmer Ted.
Okay.
yeah.
That's what they call, the nerdy guy,
Right.
Michael
Well,
Anthony Hall.
That brings me to Revenge of the Nerds, which was way worse.
yeah.
Way worse. Even then. I mean, we rode through, we all saw, all the fat humor and misogyny and all that stuff we were just used to because it was all the time. But there was that scene in Revenge of the Nerds that you don't hear talked about it much anymore. People don't look back fondly on it. But straight up, rape by fraud or whatever, where the
Right.
nerd gets the pretty girl. She's like high or drunk or something, I don't know, and then he's like got on something to make her think
Yeah.
that he's her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then they have sex, and then like she comes to or something, and she goes, "That was you," and it's almost like she's in love with him.
Yeah.
Now. It's like holy.
Yeah.
Even then, watching it, as a kid or whatever, when the movie came out, 84.
Yeah.
I thought, that's not right. Even a big movie where we're supposed to suspend all disbelief. It was like, that went too far even for people back then, I guess. I don't know.
Well, we were
It
20
was a
then.
popular.
Right.
We were adults.
Yeah, it was a popular movie, and
It was a popular movie. And I guess, too, I just didn't like the nerds. I didn't find them endearing at all. I thought, I don't know. It was one where I just wasn't on the side of the heroes of the movie anyway.
Yeah. Well, I liked it at the time, but it was, like I said, it's not something I wanted to go back and watch again. But I do remember why it doesn't work today.
Yeah. So caveat there. Pretty in Pink.
Yeah, I like 16 Candles better than Pretty in
Yeah,
Pink,
me too.
but I thought it was pretty good too. I liked all those John Hughes movies.
I did too.
Breakfast Club too.
I like the soundtrack to Pretty in Pink.
Oh, the
I
soundtrack's
like the
great.
soundtrack to Pretty in Pink. I do like 16 Candles. Go ahead.
Although I'm about to say the theme song, Pretty in Pink, was better before they re-recorded it for the movie.
What's that?
Psychedelic
Furs?
Psychedelic Furs. It's much rawer in the original form, and then they re-recorded it. It's like, this doesn't have the edge it had.
Agreed.
Well, tell me what you. I find the Breakfast Club hard to watch now. It's
Yeah.
like-
Even at the time, I thought the Breakfast Club was kind of cloying. It was like,
it's so contrived
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
It's like, just one from each group, and
Yeah.
can they all get along? And it's like,
yeah. But it had some really entertaining parts in it.
Yeah.
And I thought the Ali Sheedy character was, she was, to me, the most believable.
Really?
Yeah, because
I didn't know anyone like her.
I knew people like
I
that.
probably knew all the other kids. I didn't know Ali Sheedy.
You grew up on the other side of town,
Yeah,
Chuck.
I was I was in a school. Disclosure. We had like maybe 2 or 3 families of color, and it was otherwise just as white as it could be. And
Well, as the Breakfast Club was.
yeah, that's true.
I grew up in a very white community too. I mean, there was definitely not a black kid in my graduating class.
Right.
I think there was maybe one Asian
Well,
person.
here's a story of my time in high school. I was in a play. I was not a theater kid,
Yeah.
and I was never in another play. But there was one where they needed someone to play. It was a racist play, really. It wasn't intentionally, but they needed someone to play a Mexican. And
Oh,
I was
no.
the I don't look Mexican.
No.
I was the closest thing in my class to Mexican.
Oh.
so I had, and they put a big sombrero on me, and I was like comic relief, sidekick to the villain, and the villain guy was Joe from Pakistan. So we did have, he may have been our only, I don't even know if he was foreign born, but his parents were, yeah, that was my theater experience.
Oh,
Was
gosh.
standing there in a sombrero, talking like Speedy Gonzalez. 'Cause that's what they do.
Well, let me. This reminded me of Elvis Costello told me about this, and he said, "You won't believe it." And I said, "Okay." And he told me to go look up the black and white program on BBC. And I came back from. It was like we spent the afternoon together. Had lunch, and I showed him around downtown Knoxville. And so I went right back and watched it. Mm-hmm. And the first thing that I found on it, they had, and I don't think it went off the air until like 1981 or something, maybe 82. It was a minstrel show.
Yeah.
And it was all these white English guys in blackface doing all these popular songs, and they would have themes. And the one I pulled up first was not only a bunch of white guys in blackface, they were doing their tribute to Mexico.
Oh my God.
And it was the most doubly racist thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's still up on YouTube, I think, and it's just. But the best thing to do when you're watching it, I mean, it's just. Elvis was right. I didn't believe it until I saw it, and then I still have trouble believing it. But the best thing is to read the comments underneath on
Right.
YouTube. Because it's all these old British people going, "Oh, this was a different time. This is just
How would
charming."
they take this down?
And you have these, American black guys going, "Are you out of your effing minds?"
Yeah.
It is awful.
Yes.
Anyway, back to high school.
Yeah. Here's one that I think does hold up, and that's Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, it's
I like
fun.
that one.
That's a good one.
It's an adventure. It's got great comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't just play off stereotypes and all that. I think, and it goes on a fun journey. What's that? Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick.
So I like that one.
Yeah. And I like the dynamic between him and his sister, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was his sister?
Jennifer Grey.
Jennifer Grey.
Yeah, and she's always trying to catch him. And,
Yeah.
He gets away with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was tons
That
of fun.
might be a little like me and my sister, so maybe that's
Really?
why I connected to
Maybe.
it.
I like the secretary that keeps finding pencils in her hair.
Yeah, I had weird things like that going on. Everything wasn't just a blatant high school movie. You know, it was like just it was elevated. I feel like compared to some of the other comedies. What about the big Tom Cruise thriller, Risky Business?
That is one of the few times I like Tom Cruise.
Okay.
I think, it's a goofy plot, kind of a, teenage boy realizes that he can open a whorehouse in his home.
Yeah,
It's like,
as one will.
yeah, oh yeah.
He's a young entrepreneur.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But I thought it was fun.
Okay.
I enjoyed it at the time, but, a lot of people got more out of his dance in his underwear than I did. I know that.
Yeah, that was what it's known for, I guess. More
But
than
we
anything
joke
else.
around the house about get off the babysitter.
Oh, I also want to throw out "Say Anything." I think it had a fairly good element of it was John Cusack.
Oh, yeah.
With the
Holding the boombox
the
over his-
boombox, the iconic
Yeah.
boombox picture. It was more of a romance, and
I don't think I saw it.
Really?
I remember that image, but
It's sweet, but it's one of those things that I didn't, my girlfriend, Sarah, she connects with it hard. She
Okay.
really likes it a lot.
Yeah.
And at the time I saw it, it was like, oh, this is okay.
yeah.
But a lot of people just absolutely love that movie.
Well, it just had it just had that kind of whether it's true or not, it just played out a romance,
Yeah.
Yes, that's well effective, I think. Well. I guess my favorite from the 80s is probably 89's Heathers.
I
which
love
I really
Heathers.
loved Heathers.
And it holds up.
Winona Ryder,
Christian
Slater. That for people who don't know, Heathers was kind of the original Mean Girls in a way, and there's all these girls named Heather,
And very controversial at the time.
very controversial at the time.
what was controversial about it?
Just the fact that they're killing people.
Oh yeah,
kind of that violence thing.
Murder. I forgot.
It's sort of more controversial now because you can see things like this happening more than you could back then.
Right, yeah. But it had, it had 3 Heathers, and then Winona Ryder played Veronica.
Right.
And she was kind of not really into that. And the Heathers were all different from each other. Like Shannon Doherty was kind of the quiet one, and then one was just a cheerleader. She was just kind of vacuous. And that was what I loved, is one of the Heathers gets killed, and the principal's like, was it the cheerleader? I'd give him a whole day off if it was the cheerleader. So it all depended on which Heather died as to how much time the kids would get off. Christian Slater was a really bad boy that Veronica falls for, and then as it turns out, he's kind of a school shooter type, from his time, because he was wanting to blow up the whole school.
Yeah, he's a total psychopath.
Yeah, and so she comes to realize that, But it was funny and very dark, and lots of deaths.
And it had an ending that they didn't use originally. They'd written one where there's like a prom in heaven.
Oh, really? Okay.
And apparently it was just too over the top for the producers. Who
directed it? Anybody know?
I can't remember who directed that.
Not a famous.
But I don't think so.
There was I remember the scene. The Heather who died comes up to Winona Ryder. She goes, "Oh, my afterlife is so boring. If I have to sing Kumbaya one more time." And then, of course, it had the 2 jocks who were killed, and then they staged it as like this is when Veronica realizes that Christian Slater is crazy. But they staged it as like they were 2 lovers.
Yeah.
And I think that the compelling evidence was they had bottled water, like...
Well, but it's good.
You're going to get to the funeral, the dad? I've heard you do that. Go for it.
And what was the thing is like, I mean, the parents, of course, are the very homophobic, the sports guys and everything. And then in the middle of the funeral, the dad screams out, "I love my gay son."
My dead gay son. Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
But it was a lesson,
It was. And at the time, that was an edgy thing to do in a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, movies have gotten a lot of stories and have gotten so dark now that you don't appreciate just how radical this seemed at the time.
Right. I mean, because, a lot of gay characters in old comedies were just sidekick characters and joke characters, just like the fat kid or, the token black kid or whatever. It took a long time for the movies to come around.
Well, the other movie where they actually do blow up the school, we were talking about it before we started, is Rock and Roll High School.
Oh, yeah.
And that has the Ramones in it, and P.J. Souls is the Ramones' biggest fan and a character that wants to get with the popular boy. And, she goes to the kid, the fixer of the school, who turns out to be Clint Howard, Ron Howard's little brother, who always played kind of homely characters.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. There's some problematic things in it, too, but it's got Mary Warnov and Paul Bartel, who were a great comedy team from movies. They did Death Race 2000 and lots of things that were dark comedies. But my favorite part in that, I got to say, is when they're showing the ill effects of rock and roll, and they show a little white mouse, and it's just like a little white mouse, and they goes, and here it is after rock and roll, and you see the little mouse with a leather jacket and sunglasses on.
Yeah, I do remember that. That's funny.
Well, in the 90s, I didn't find as many great teen comedies in the 90s until very into the 90s. I don't know what was going on.
Clueless is 90s, isn't it?
Yeah, Clueless was 95. And it didn't really resonate with me so much. You like that one?
I liked it, not as much as Heather's, but it has I think it has a similar kind of...
Oh, man. Leslie loves that movie.
Yeah.
Clueless?
Yeah.
Alicia Silverstone's.
Yeah, you got the Mean Girls and the whole thing. I like it. I don't like it as well as Mean Girls.
Right. Well, that's just it. I guess maybe looking back, from this standpoint, you can go all the way back to Heathers, and you can come up to Mean Girls, and even Jawbreaker, which was a lot darker. But talk about Mean Girls. I mean,
I don't think I saw Jawbreaker.
Oh, you probably want to see that one. That one's from '99. Rose McGowan is like one of the main girls in that. Great soundtrack. But they kill one of their own friends in the beginning, kind of by mistake, but then they just decide they're going to hide it. And It's pretty dark. But again, Mean Girls. So the Mean Girls theme, I think, before and after Clueless kind of, Clueless just hit it that one time in '95. So
yeah, Mean Girls. I mean, to me, Mean Girls.
Mean Girls is just a gold standard.
Absolutely. I mean, it's so funny, and it hits so many points.
Yeah.
And it has a lesson.
It does. It does have a lesson.
Tina Fey's little thing at the end of it is just like, I mean, I think it's terrific.
Yeah. And were things any better than Lindsay Lohan than with Mean Girls?
No. No.
When did Mean Girls come out?
It was 2004.
But yeah,
I think you had Heathers in '89, Mean Girls in 2004, and then, of course, Clueless in between in '95.
Yeah. I mean, I even like it better than Heathers, and I loved Heathers.
Yeah, same here. I love Heathers. It feels just a little more dated now, but not too much, Yeah. And Winona Ryder was great. She was the perfect character for that. And she was always writing in her diary and then rewriting stuff, and so many great one-lines in both Heathers and Mean Girls. So. And, of course, Tina Fey and I think Amy Poehler both teamed up on Mean Girls to write that. Yeah. Tina Fey plays a teacher in it. And then Rachel McAdams is the nastiest of the Mean Girls. So, she's awesome. And just how they're all set up against it. And I relate to the Mean Girls because I did have a circle of Mean Girls that I didn't realize were Mean Girls in high school, but they were so mean. They were beyond mean, and they were always getting me in trouble because I was doing stuff with them and taking them, if they wanted to go egging houses or if they wanted to paint things. I mean, we were getting in trouble.
It was the Mean Girls who got you in trouble.
It is, and the principal sat down with me. And I've never had a sitting down with the principal before, and he said, "Why are you hanging around with these girls?" He goes, "Everybody loves you here. You're doing great in school, and you're good. But why are you hanging around with them? I don't understand." I was like, "'Cause Mean Girls are fun, We had this one. We would drive off campus to go to lunch because there were a lot of little restaurants around there, but and you're not supposed to do that, but we did it every day anyway. We went, and there were 3 of the Mean Girls with me in my car, and then we were trying to get back, and we were late for getting back to school and after lunch, and one of my Mean Girl friends, there was a woman who wouldn't turn left in front of us, and we had to go forward and everything.
You told me this.
Yeah, she just leaned out of her car and just out of my car and hurled her drink at this woman's car who wouldn't go, and it went up the back of her windshield and landed on the hood. And then the woman just got out and comes marching back, and the 2 Mean Girls in the back, they ducked down, and the person behind me said, "It was the blonde in the front." She goes, "What's your name?" And we were being encountered, and that's when the principal got called. That's when I had the name. But I still had fun with them. I hope they're all out of prison and doing well now.
I didn't go off campus to eat, but one time. And I got caught sneaking back onto campus by the track coach who had the thickest Coke bottle glasses in the world. He couldn't see anything, and he saw me.
Wow. I snuck off. I was like the stage manager for a play. It was the only play in high school that I wasn't in, and I was the stage manager for it, and we went off to get lunch for everybody. And and back then you could buy beer, I looked like I was 12 when I was 16 or 17, and me and my friend Tommy Buckner, who just died, we both got like a quart of beer each and just chugged it before we got back.
But you were drunk when you got back.
I was, man. I was doing we had an explosion. We were supposed to be like a lightning strike. And the way you do that is you take a fuse and you put flash powder in it and a little bit of steel wool. Well, I packed it with about twice as much as I was supposed to because I've been drinking. And then I hit the switch, and it was like, I thought the person who was sitting by the assistant principal said that he came up out of his chair. It was really funny because it shook the stage and the set. The set was like lucky to be standing after that blast. Don't drink and go back to school.
No.
Especially when you have explosives that you're working with.
Yeah, good advice.
Yes.
What did you think? Did you see Rushmore? I know you saw Rushmore.
Oh yeah, I love Rushmore. In fact, that's my second favorite Wes Anderson movie, and like I said at some point, I think I'm over Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson was in peak form for Rushmore.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one a lot.
And you know, nobody looks like they could. I mean, the main character does not look like he could still be in high school.
Right. Well,
But-
and he's trying to get at the new teacher, you know. So it's kind of, you don't want him to be, you know, too young. I don't know, but it was good. It was still good. It was.
But he looks
quirky,
like he's
good dialogue.
He looks like he's in his mid-20s at least.
Yeah, and that's okay. I don't always want them to look like that.
Jason Schwartzman?
Yeah, Jason Schwartzman. But that movie is so much fun, and that's got a soundtrack that is absolutely killer.
He does do good soundtracks.
Yeah. It's got the Kinks and Cat Stevens and John Lennon, and man, it's great.
Well, and the whole, oh man, what was the other movie he did that was on the train?
Oh, the Darjeeling Limited.
Yeah, and that one, every song in it's the Kinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Including that's what brought the song Strangers to basically be one of the most popular Kinks songs. Because of that movie brought it back out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How about American Pie?
I hated American Pie.
Did you hate American Pie?
I despised American Pie.
Okay.
Didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it. Well,
I don't go for stupid high school movies.
Well, it did have. Oh, I do. I definitely do. But one, Jennifer Coolidge, Stifler's mom.
Jennifer Coolidge is fun in anything she does.
Right. And
Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy. The one, Willow from Buffy.
Oh, yeah.
the flute.
Allison
Hannigan?
Hannigan.
Yes, with her flute at band camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not one of my top 10, but there were certain characters in it that I thought were interesting pivots for the usual dumb guys.
It was just too dumb for me, and I thought it was a movie that, for people who are really uncomfortable about sex, period,
Oh, yeah.
that is their movie.
Okay, yeah.
I think if you
Jason Biggs, too. I mean, that was kind of interesting role for him.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it. It was hugely popular. I despised it.
It's really funny how comedy is so subjective, though. And
certainly is.
it also depends on your mood when you go in. I mean, I had so many people. What was the one with Will Ferrell in college?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And everybody's just like, "It's the funniest thing I've ever seen." And Leslie and I fired it up, and we were about 45 minutes in and hadn't even smiled at all yet. And I was like,
I laughed my ass off at one scene, and when it was it.
Which movie is
he
this?
had the needle in his neck or something. He goes, "Is that bad? Is that bad?" And then he passed out.
I may not have made it to that.
That was like it.
Oh, I've almost had the name in my mind.
Well, we're not going to dwell on it. Let's see. Ghost World? We
Love
talked about
Ghost World. I have a copy of Ghost World.
Who's in that?
Scarlett Johansson and Thora Birch.
Thora Birch.
And Brad Renfro. Knoxville's own Brad Renfro.
Yeah. And Steve Buscemi playing a
Yes.
guy that, I absolutely love. I love that character. He's the nerd record collector.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I saw it. I do remember liking it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
It's
2009.
odd.
Yeah, based on a comic book, a graphic novel, Charles Burns. I think it's terrific. It's directed by Terry Zwigoff, the guy who directed the documentary Louie Bluey about somebody who was from here in Knoxville, Howard Armstrong. And he also did Bad Santa.
All right. 10 Things I Hate About You, I did not like. That was Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger.
I've only seen that in pieces because my daughter was watching that all the time, so I saw pieces of it, but I never watched it start to finish.
What about Juno? Did you see the Juno?
Yeah, I love Juno.
Yeah, Juno's good.
Juno suffered a little bit from that way too clever dialogue.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. But I just thought the characters in it were so real.
Oh my gosh! Oh yeah. Sorry, we've not talked about Election yet.
Oh my God, Election's one of the all-time greats.
Leslie and I just
Witherspoon.
watched that recently.
Yeah, 1999. Reese Witherspoon as that girl that every school does have.
Yes.
The
Obnoxious.
goo gutter sits up front. She's got 100 average and she's still doing extra credit. And she just, her whole life depends on her success as a high school student.
And the thing about that, if you've not seen Election, is there is the one teacher, Matthew Broderick, who despises
Hates her.
Cannot stand her.
Yeah.
And the things that, I don't want to tell you anything about why he hates her to begin with.
Right.
There's a very specific reason, but you are so kind of rooting for him, and everything he does screws himself worse.
Yeah,
I mean,
keeps backfiring.
it is so funny. That's an Alexander Payne movie, and his movies are always a little uncomfortable.
I love the scene where he meets up with her again in D.C.
Oh yeah,
And he's just, who the F does she... He's like going through this inner dialogue of, I'm glad she's doing this. I'm glad she's doing well. And I've forgotten about it all now and blah, blah, blah. And then just as he's holding a Coke.
Yeah.
Like my mean girlfriend. And then he just goes, and who the F does she think she is? So, and hurls it. So,
and
great.
one of the brilliant things about that movie is every time he talks about her and it shows her face, it freeze frames on the worst expression
I know,
has.
because Reese Witherspoon is a very attractive woman, but she looks so just squinched up, like smug little faces and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome how she just lets it down. And,
Oh, that's a great movie.
yeah, I agree.
I have a copy of that one, too. I've got a bunch of these.
There are two incredibly stupid high school movies that I like.
Which one?
Not Another Teen Movie, which
Can't remember if I saw
is...
that.
Well, Not Another Teen Movie. It's a parody of all the teen movies. So they take all those 80s and 90s movies, and it came out in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris Evans is his first role. And he plays a jock, but he's a jock with a heart of gold. And there's the pretty girl who's from a poor family. And they have all
Right.
the characters, and they just exploit the cliches with those characters. So...
Yeah.
It kind of turns everything inside out. It's really stupid. Molly Ringwald's in it toward the end, has a funny cameo.
I definitely haven't seen it.
And then another one's maybe even dumber, Euro Trip.
Oh, I haven't seen Euro Trip.
Okay. Euro Trip is, well, we'll just skip that one. It's a road trip movie with high school kids. And go ahead.
Well, I want to bring up one, and I've recommended it before, Edge of 17,
Okay.
which Woody Harrelson plays one of the best depictions of a teacher I've ever seen, and little Haley Steinfeld
Yeah.
is,
Good actress.
man, she is so believable as this character, and the relationship between her and her older brother is one of the best depictions of a sibling relationship that's dysfunctional
Right.
that I've ever seen, and
Right.
what the kid lays out the older brother lays out at the end to kind of educate her about what his life is as opposed to hers. Man, it's terrific, and it's one of those movies that just didn't get the attention it deserved. And if you see it, I think we both would love it if you haven't seen it.
It sounds really familiar to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's mad because her best friend starts dating her older brother.
Yeah.
And she thinks she's smarter than everybody, and she kind of is. But, there's Woody Harrelson. It's like...
Is he your teacher?
He's her teacher.
Yeah, I have seen it.
And he
I
says,
remember liking it.
There's a great moment where he says, well, you are my favorite student. And she says, really? And he goes, no, I just thought you needed to hear that. But it's a great one.
I got a few newer ones that I've seen that I don't know if you guys saw. One real quick one, Blockers from 2018.
No.
It's these three girls, I think, in high school, and they're going to prom, and they're all hoping to have sex that night. And their parents find out about it, and their parents do everything they can to intervene. And their parents are just like having disaster, trying to keep their girls from doing the wrong thing. It's really well done. I like that it's a teen movie from the parents' perspective, and it's still a comedy. Booksmart, did you see that?
That's another one I read about that sounded good,
That
but I
was
didn't see it.
2019. It was two girls who are super, valedictorian types, and they've studied and they've done all the things. Then they realize they forgot to have fun. They forgot to lose their virginity, and it's their senior year, so they're throwing down to do that. I think that's well developed. Also, of course, Easy A from 2010 with Emma Stone. She was the girl who also, hadn't lost her virginity, so I think she gets a gay guy in on it to say that but Emma Stone, great. I mean, she elevated that one.
Well, how about Bad Teacher?
Oh yeah,
Bad Teacher.
Was that
is great.
Charlize Theron? Or?
No, that was
Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz. Okay.
And she is just awful and loads of fun. I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of those movies that I think kind of slipped by like Edge of 17, where not as many people saw it, and it's really funny.
And then I also want to recommend,
Teacher.
it's more of a comedy drama, and I've got some dramas here too.
Okay.
But Lady Bird from 2017. What, you didn't like it?
No, I thought it was okay. Both my mother and Sarah hated it.
Really? Okay, what they hate about it?
Despised it because
Was it
they
the
said
mom?
she's a privileged little bitch
Yeah.
and doesn't realize she is.
Yeah.
And she's treating the mom really bad
She
when the
certainly
mom
is.
is trying her best.
Yeah, Laurie Metcalf is the hero in that movie. That's the one who plays her mom.
Yeah.
But Saoirse Ronan certainly plays the privileged, and that does come up to bite her. I mean, you're not supposed to really like her
Yeah.
because she does feel like, her tragic little life and everything. But
Well, neither my mother nor my girlfriend could stand that movie.
okay, all right. Well, why don't we go on to horror movies then?
Oh, okay.
So everything, Halloween, set in a high school. Jamie Lee Curtis, with the killer outside her window in class. Nightmare on Elm Street, obviously. Freddy
Yep.
Krueger. One of the best scenes of that is when Heather, what?
No, I'm just remembering it.
Yeah, well, when she's looking, her friend Tina is one of the first victims, and she's in a body bag.
Yeah,
And
she falls
she's
asleep
like-
in class.
Yeah, and so she's like going down the hall looking for Tina, and Tina's in a body bag at the end of the hall, and then her legs, someone lifts, a ghost or whatever lifts her legs and starts dragging her down the hall.
Oh, yeah.
She goes running after Tina and runs into some other kid, hall monitor.
Yeah.
She goes, "Where's your pass?" And she, "Screw your pass." But anyway, just like real creepy. The
And one of-
Faculty? Oh, go ahead.
Before you say that, I just want to say, and when that came out, that was one of the few really original horror movies that came up with a totally different trope.
It sure did. Yeah. So it wasn't just a killer.
I've never been a horror guy.
Oh, man, it's
Right.
good.
The Faculty, I think that's one of the best ones.
With Jon Stewart.
With Jon Stewart, yeah, and Elijah Wood and Josh Hartnett, and it's these group of random kids from the different groups, and they realize that aliens somehow are in their school, and they're taking over their classmates and teachers one by one. So it's creepy and funny, and kind of interesting how it resolves, I
Yeah.
think. It Follows. We talked about that.
Yeah, that's a great
not
one.
so long ago, but that's a girl in high school. If you remember, she's sitting at her desk, and there's was it an old man or a woman that comes at her when she has, and you can
think it's
see
an old woman. I can't remember.
She's in front of a window, and it's like an old woman from a home or whatever, in like a hospital gown, and it's just like walking with that stealthy,
Yeah.
and she's not even looking up, and you just see this horrible person walking toward her, and it's going to kill her, and she's clueless about it. That's great. The Craft was pretty good. I think it's kind of aged a little bit. The Witches.
Yeah, I remember that.
Robin Tooney's like the hero, and Fairuza Balk is a great bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer's Body,
I was hoping you were going to say Jennifer's Body because that's
Absolutely.
very underrated.
very underrated. That's of all things. That's Megan Fox, another East Tennessee born actor, and she was great in it.
Oh yeah, that was, and I don't understand what people didn't like about that movie.
I don't either, unless it was just Megan Fox.
Maybe,
That's
but
all I
she's
can
good in
figure,
it.
because
I
she
mean,
was good in it.
yeah.
It's like you can question her talent or whatever, but that role was perfect for
Yeah,
her.
and it's pretty scary.
Yeah, it was scary.
Well, you haven't gone back to
Carrie?
Carrie.
Okay, well, let's go with Carrie. 1976, the original Carrie. Of course, it was remade, not as good, but Sissy Spacek.
Sissy
as
Spacek.
Carrie.
I mean, who else? What other actress has gotten Best Actress? Well, actually, I don't know if did she get it that year or not. She was
I
nominated.
don't know. I don't remember.
But for a horror movie,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's a horror movie.
Yeah, it is. Of course, PJ Souls is in it. She's one of the bad girls.
She's so
John
awful.
Travolta's in
It's
it.
a Stephen King book. isn't it?
Yeah, it's his
based on
first
that
book.
was his first movie, I guess.
Well, I think it's the first book he
Is that
actually
before?
published.
Okay.
Because I remember reading it.
okay.
He threw it in the trash when he was done. And his wife got it out.
I Know What You Did Last Summer with Jennifer Love Hewitt. I think
That's
that was
fun.
a good one, and it had a sequel. And we're recording this before, but there's another sequel out July 18th this year. So by the time people hear this, it will be out. We're doing this in advance for people going back to school, by the way. I don't know if we made that clear. Scream, very imaginative. 1996, the opening sound with Drew Barrymore. Let's see, Hereditary. One thing I want to say about Hereditary, everyone remembers Toni Collette's character in that, but it's really so much about the sadness of the boy, the high school boy, Alex
Right.
Wolff, the little girl's older
Yeah.
brother who was driving the car. And it really captures his angst in a way. And I think people are so caught up in Toni Collette's character, which is great, but it's just like over the top. And he was like this subtle, sad teenage boy.
Yeah.
Twilight, terrible, sucks. I don't know why anyone like that. But it was one that people maybe didn't see. Did you see Ma with Octavia Spencer?
That was one that I had on my list to see, and it
Great.
went off whatever.
2019. There's this middle-aged woman who just seems to be, nice to teenagers and everything, and she's got a score to settle with her bullies from high school.
Oh,
and this girl that's new to town doesn't realize it. Ginger Snaps, about the girl who's maybe going to sisters and one's maybe turning into a werewolf.
Yeah.
Final Destination. We've talked about Final Destination
fun.
recently. Jeepers Creepers 2 was especially... That was the school bus, the football players on the school bus.
I didn't see 2. I only saw the first one.
Okay. Well, the first one, is just... It wasn't really school related.
Yeah.
They were like college age, I guess. But
Yeah.
the second one, there was a whole school bus that the monster got a hold of. So they were like running left and right. And
Right.
So a lot more victims and all high school people.
Well, Let the Right One In has a school element to it, too.
Yeah, it does.
Right at the end.
Yeah.
And that's one of the best vampire movies of the past 30 years.
Absolutely. Are you talking about the original?
The
or
original.
American
And
version?
the remake is not bad.
remake is not bad, but the original, what is it, Swedish?
Swedish.
Yeah, that was really good.
Oh, yeah, it's really good.
Talk to Me, that's when I mentioned.
Oh, yeah, I watched that one.
With Sophie Wilde. It's very interesting take where it's a game that teenagers, young adults are playing, but they're actually talking to the dead.
Yeah.
And it goes into like this really interesting, psycho terror type thing. It's interesting. It's kind of sad and all. Y2K, I've mentioned that. Also recommended. Both of you saw that, 2024. It's about what would have happened if Y2K had caused the meltdown of the world. And
ends in a high school gym.
I had that one as a comedy horror because
It was funny.
Yeah, it's very funny. It's more funny than scary. Scary movies, they're stupid as hell. I love them, though, especially the first one or two with Anna Faris and Regina Hall. They spoof kind of like what was it? Not Another Teen Movie. They do a good job of spoofing. And Student Bodies from 1981. It may be the first, modern, I don't know if you can use it, but it really skewered all the Halloweens, the earliest of the new slasher films.
I think I saw it, but I can't remember. It's been too long. It's been a long time ago.
Stupid. It's so stupid, but it just has so many lines that have stuck with me for decades, So I recommend that if you want a low-budget, dumb thing. There's more LGBT. One thing about modern stuff is there's more deeper subjects and representation and everything, and the LGBT, everything from But I'm a Cheerleader with Natasha Lyonne, which is funny because she ends up going to conversion camp and doesn't understand why anyone would think she's gay because she's a cheerleader, and that just somehow exempts her.
It's a fun movie.
Then there's One Boy Erased, which is another conversion one that's got Nicole Kidman and Russell Crowe.
Super sad movie.
Super sad movie. They send their boy, played by Lucas Hedges, to conversion camp, and it's really a tough watch, but good. Love, Simon. It's a gay comedy. Bottoms, that came out in 2023. It's these homely girls, and there's a pretty strong, lesbian and bisexual element to it, and it was good. It was real clever. Again, from 2023. I'm blowing off these others. The sports ones, they're all whatever. Dramas.
A lot of those.
The best dramas. I think there's Kids from '95, one of the most depressing movies you'll ever see.
And the same guy did Bully, which I actually think is even better.
Did do Bully, and Leo Fitzpatrick was the villain in both Bully and Kids. And Bully, it mainly stars Brad Renfro, a Knoxville actor we talked about.
One of his best movies.
Very, very, very sympathetic character, and just kind of paralyzed by the situation he's in. And I would say we need to talk about Kevin with Tilda Swinton. You won't hear me sing her praises often, but 2011, and her son was a school
going to be
massacre.
a school shooter.
Yeah.
Well, that was one you and I disagreed on because I just didn't. There were some really good moments in it, especially where she failed to connect with the baby when he was a baby,
right?
And he's crying and won't stop, and she goes out into traffic and stands there just because the traffic's louder than him crying. But I didn't buy him. But boy, there's some uncomfortable scenes in it.
Yeah, very uncomfortable scenes. And
go ahead.
That's first one of the rare Tilda Swinton. I'm not a big fan of hers for whatever reason, but she certainly is that kind of I don't even want to say callous mom, but disassociated mom. You know,
Yeah,
just sort
she
of
didn't
like
connect.
she's got her life to live.
Yeah.
And then she's got a serial killer son who ends up in prison, so she's having to live and go
Right.
visit him. And they had one really touching moment in it, but it was
Can't remember a touching
school
moment in it.
shootings. You know, to turn that into a drama, that's like pretty heavy stuff.
I think the best school shooting movie on that subject is Elephant. Have you seen Elephant?
No, I haven't. I do know about it, but it's like
Gus Van Sant
the two
movie.
people who kind of show up to.
Well, it just shows you basically everything that happens up to when they show up, and it's really it's not got a lot of drama in it. It's very quiet, and you have this sense of dread through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you're seeing just how normal everything is.
Yeah.
And it's really effective when you get to the end
I
of
got
it.
to see that one.
Yeah, it's really
'Cause
good. But
I hadn't seen it, and then I came across it again. I thought, man, I never saw that movie. So your recommendation means a lot.
yeah, well, I think you'll like it. But
Elephant.
When was it?
Elephant. It's
It
at
seemed
least
like it was in the not too long ago. Maybe
10 years old. Maybe,
yeah.
maybe a little longer. But it's one of those where a lot of people would not like it because it's not got a lot of action. There's not a lot of drama. You're just watching basically a school day. But you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's devastating.
Yeah. I want to see that. I think maybe on a day when I can be taken down a peg or two.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't want to start off already in a bad mood when I watch a movie like that.
It ain't a date movie.
Right. No.
Let's just say that.
Unless
But-
you want it to be the last date.
Right. But Gus Van, I'll watch anything that Gus Van Sant directs, and
Yeah.
he really, he was kind of the perfect guy to do that.
Was he Private Idaho? Was it? Okay.
He did On Private Idaho and Drugstore Cowboy and a bunch of stuff.
Okay, well, you got anything you want to add? I don't need to.
I'll just throw in
Okay.
I think the first real teenage high school movie is probably Asphalt Jungle
Yes.
from like 55 or something.
Right.
Actually, maybe, yeah. It's got Rock Around the Clock as its theme song.
Okay.
And then you've got a handful of
I
things.
know that one's very revered and everything. I've never seen it.
It's good. It's good. It's got Sidney Poitier and Vic Morrow and Glenn Ford, and it's a really good one. And To Serve with Love from the '60s. I just saw that not too long ago while I was washing dishes and cleaning my kitchen. It kind of holds up.
Is that Sidney Poitier?
It's
too?
Sidney Poitier too.
Yeah. And Lulu with the song.
Lulu with the song, and she acts in it, and
Okay.
it's pretty good, really.
Okay.
I got two TV shows that I
Okay.
think really accurately, they're set in high school and they reflect high school, and that really hits home with me. One is sports related, and it's Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
The series, the TV series. It
Yeah,
was
there
based
was-
on a
there was a
movie.
movie, yeah,
but the
it
TV
was-
series, it's different actors.
Yeah.
But it is a great show. It is just really, really good.
Well, isn't Connie Britton in it?
Connie Britton's
she
in
was
it.
in the movie too.
Oh, okay.
But,
There were some-
Billy Bob Thornton was the main guy in the movie.
Yeah, and this is I can see his face, but I can't think of his name. Anyway, it's a great TV series. The stories are great. The people are all beautiful. And the other one is my favorite TV show of all time, and that's Freaks and Geeks. And it was
Yeah.
only on Fox for one season, but it's just loaded with stars. It's got Seth Rogen. It's got Linda Cardellini. It's got Busy Phillips. It's got, oh, come on.
James Franco.
James Franco. And, he's written movies, directed movies. He's in anyway. It's sweet. It's about a brother and sister in high school, and I really identify with the kid because that's about. It's set in high school in about the late '80s, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The music reflects that, and the reason it took so long for them to convert it into DVDs and streaming is because they had to get the rights to all the music, and the music is, and they refused to
that
compromise.
can blow many a movie.
Yeah, it can.
And they refused to compromise on any of the music, so they just held out until they could get all the rights to the music. But it's really funny and touching, and it's just great.
Well, one more.
Okay.
Donnie Darko.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I had
yeah.
that down, and I had it under comedy. I thought this doesn't belong here.
No, it's
Jake Gyllenhaal. That was.
And Maggie
ahead.
Gyllenhaal plays his sister, who is his sister in
okay.
real life.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that when it came out, people were so confused by it.
Yeah.
But that's
explain the topic.
Well, the topic is that this kid, he's a high school boy, he has this vision. He keeps getting up at night and wandering out, and he has this vision of this character, this person in this crazy rabbit outfit.
Yeah.
But things start getting weird.
Yeah.
And it turns out that this is basically a time travel
Right.
type movie. You find that out pretty quick.
Right.
And the director's cut is better. It explains a little bit more. But I think it holds up either way. I saw the original theatrical cut first and loved it, and then I saw the director's cut, and at first I didn't like it quite as much because the pacing's a little different, but then now it's like, for sure, that's the one you should see.
All right. Uh-oh, I think we're getting a warning. let's go to recommendations.
Okay.
What do you want to start with? Music, movies?
Let's start with the
Movies?
visual. I want to
right.
recommend The Mortician, which is have you seen this?
I have seen it, and I was going to recommend it, but then I saw something else.
Okay.
So go ahead with
Well,
The Mortician.
It's a 3-part documentary
Yes, it
on
is.
HBO about a funeral home in Pasadena, California.
Yep.
And it unfolds in such a way it is really gross. It is
Yeah.
really disgusting
Yeah.
what these people did who own this funeral home
Yeah.
and a crematorium, and it just gets worse as it goes
Yeah.
on.
Part 1, when I started watching it, I thought, why are they just doing this story on this popular funeral home in Pasadena? I watch anything, set
Right.
in L.A. and, it's set in Pasadena. I thought, I can just see those people up there like in this hometown, family service and all that. And then they zeroed in on the son.
The son who runs the crematorium.
And he's full on just crazy. I mean, they've got a lot of interviews with him.
And evil.
But you don't
Just
know it
a-
at first. At first, he just seems like kind of a sort of normal.
Oh, you could
guy.
tell. I think you could tell.
But he's caught up in something. And then it gets, by the time you're in part 3, it's like, holy cow.
Well,
I mean,
part 2 is, the second
that's when most
episode
of it
is
comes
when
out.
you're just like your mind is just blown.
yeah. And it was the crematorium part that was especially, you can just say.
Well, I thought it was until you get further in there and then you find out more things.
Right. Oh, they built a new.
I'm talking about the pliers and the.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, my
yeah.
God.
Oh.
Okay, so basically, it's unbelievable abuse of the corpses
And-
that were submitted for crematoriums. I don't think they really got into the just buried people, but the
Well-
people who were cremated.
For sure, the people who were cremated.
Right.
But
and there's a lot of implications of other things.
Yeah.
It was really well told, though, because
Yeah.
I kept hanging in there at first thinking, I don't know why I care about this, but I guess I'll keep watching. I thought it was a horror film because I saw The Mortician.
Right, yeah.
So I just started watching. It's like, this is documentary,
Yeah.
It's just like, oh. And I just couldn't, And I watched it in sequence, and they had like one episode. So I watched the first one, and then the second one came on. I watched it a week later. It's like, oh, God. And then the third one was like, okay.
Well,
I
and
got to talk about this.
And it's a true. It's all true. And the thing that got me is, how did people not notice what was going on?
Right.
It was
Well,
so
the drivers
obvious.
knew, but they just wanted to get paid and get out of there.
I'm talking about just the people in
Oh,
the
the-
public.
yeah.
You can't handle that many bodies to cremate. They go through how long it takes to cremate a body,
Right.
and they just
And if you did find out and say anything,
yeah, well.
that didn't work out well.
Yeah,
Now, did it?
Yeah, let's not say too much, but
No.
you'll get to the end of this, and I was just so frustrated
Yeah.
when I got to the last episode. It's like I wanted to shake somebody.
Right.
But it's really good, very well told.
It is.
HBO, The Mortician,
Yes. One of the most corrupt funeral home stories you'll
Ever
ever see.
Well, I'll go. And Wayne, I don't know. Again, this is a sports movie, but
Okay, I'll turn my ears off.
sports ball. It's called Breaking Point, and I watched it last night. It's about tennis player Marty Fish,
Yeah.
who was a best childhood friend of Andy Roddick, who was he was the
I
number
loved
one.
Andy. He didn't win like you wanted him to, but he was popular. And
Yeah.
I liked him.
And Marty Fish was just right there with him the whole way, playing his way up into Grand Slams, but he had intrusive voices in his head, and he started causing him to have anxiety attacks, and he ended up like just canceling out the last half of one of his years because he just couldn't.
Yeah.
So he rededicated himself and got a new trainer, and just like just buried himself in work and came back, lost about 30 pounds, and came back just super, super strong and was winning everything. And he started getting he beat Roger Federer, and he beat, anyway, he was on the way to a huge comeback. And he beat Federer earlier in the year, but he was it was U.S. Open, the final of the U.S. Open, and he was to play Roger Federer for the championship. And he had to just forfeit because his brain just wasn't working right. And it was the first athlete that really gave notice to the mental strain being a champion athlete is. Yeah. And it was a really interesting movie, and he's prominently interviewed in the whole thing. Andy Roddick's interviewed in it a lot, and it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's called Breaking Point.
I like that they do these kinds of movies about musicians too to get in their head and athletes have a similar thing that they go through, some of them, and they just psychologically can't perform. You know.
Yeah. So. And you just tune out everything that's negative, and you pump up everything positive, and it's not reality.
Right.
And pretty soon,
and your best performance is when you're,
pretty soon reality does win out, and when it does, I mean, he just can't get out of bed. I mean, it's amazing, and he's like in the best shape of his life.
Huh.
Well, something else that's very much not reality is Megan 2.0.
Oh, okay. I wondered if you were going to see that.
Which follow up to the Megan from 2022 about the woman who creates a robot to kind of babysit her niece who's become her daughter because her sister and brother-in-law were killed. And that goes wrong because Megan's like a little smart ass, kind of she's protecting the girl, but getting everything into trouble.
A little robot doll.
Well, yeah, this new version is a completely different vibe, and it's kind of it's saving the world kind of a thing. It's crazy. It's just like they've upped the stakes to like a ridiculous level, and it's just wildly improbable. There's a plot full of red herrings. You're not sure who the good people are and the bad people are. Megan is back, but there's another. She's kind of still with the woman and her niece, but she's exists in a different, more contained format to start with. But there's another thing that's been created, and it's Amelia, and she's another robot. And so it's all about AI and the risks and danger. We talk about AI all the time, but all the problems that can happen, and it's really just ridiculously complicated. But the thing, I looked on Fandango after I thought, well, I can't make sense of this. Here's the category Fandango has it in: horror, mystery, and thriller, sci-fi, action, comedy. And that's all true. The comedy part is the best part, and I always laughed when Megan was around, especially if she's not there. It kind of misses something. Just flimsy things that happen and all that stuff, but I still recommend it. Soft recommendation because of the humor, because of the Megan humor, because she sings a Kate Bush song.
Oh my gosh! Well,
and she force feeds this woman a Kate Bush song because she's trying to talk her up, but it's just like crazy, over the top Kate Bush song. And there's a Peaches song, "Boys Want to Be Her," that plays in the outro. So it's funny and it's weird.
Did you make the soundtrack, Chuck?
Did I make it? Yes, I made it. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil the rest of the songs. But hearing Megan sing a Kate Bush song, especially the song, and it's one you would know.
Okay.
It's just crazy, and I don't know what they were thinking, but so it goes wrong in so many ways. But it was still funny when it was funny. And I saw the critics' reviews. When I looked, it was like 50 something from the critics, but the audience was over 80%.
Oh, wow! Okay.
This was just wrong in so many ways, but I still liked it because Megan was still there.
Yeah.
Music.
Well, I want to. This should be out this week. Brand new album from Jake Winstrom. His name's gone out of my head.
Jake Winstrom.
Yeah, Jake Winstrom. But anyway, he's a friend of mine. But his brand new album called Razzmatazz. Jake. Okay. He lived here in Knoxville for a long time. He lives in Brooklyn. He's been living in Brooklyn for about 10 years. He was a part of the lead. He was one of the two lead singer-songwriters in the band, the Tenderhooks, which were really kind of on the edge of making a big splash. They were going to record an album with Rick Chardoff, who produced Cyndi Lauper and the Hooters and all sorts of folks. And they opened for ZZ Top at the Beacon Theater in New York.
Which was a weird pairing.
Weird pairing.
Because Jake is not like that.
No, Jake is not a ZZ Top sounding
He
kind of
doesn't
guy.
have a beard.
No. And he has this very high, kind of feminine voice. A lot of times, people think it's a woman when he starts singing because he has such a high singing voice. And the first time you hear it, you're like, man, I don't know if I like this. And then you start to love it.
And he's such an elegant songwriter. His tone is perfect with his lyrics.
Uh-huh.
I really respect that.
He's one of those people that's just kind of been under the radar for so long. And people need to hear his music. This new album is really good. I'm slower to love it than I was his last album, Circles. But like we've talked about before, I get the feeling I'm going to like it more because every time I listen to it, I start picking out, okay, I think this is my favorite song, rather than the other song being my favorite song.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah, so I think anybody would give it a chance, should give it a chance.
If you like a well-written song.
Yeah, he's a great songwriter.
I just hate well-written songs.
Yeah, no.
He's done. It sounds a little bit different on this, but it still falls in with his normal.
Jake Winstrom.
Jake Winstrom.
Winstrom.
Yep.
Okay.
And
What's the name?
He is recorded here.
yep. And the album is called Razzmatazz.
Razzmatazz. Okay.
And you should be able to find it on all the formats where you can find albums.
Help a Knoxville artist out.
Well, buy it on Bandcamp.
Or former
'cause
Knoxville.
buy it on Bandcamp on a Friday. He'll make more money.
Okay.
First Friday of the month.
That's right.
I'm going to recommend. I may have recommended this one before. I don't know. This is episode number 59 now, so it's kind of hard to keep them all track. But it's an album by a band from Portland, Oregon. They're called Blitzen Trapper. Have I recommended them before?
I don't think so.
And they put this album out in 2024. It's called Hundreds of Thousands. They've put out a series of albums, and they're all good. This new one is really good. The one before this one, I'm trying to remember the name. I fell in love with that record. And they put out an album called Fur, F-U-R-R, back in the early 2000s. It's got the song Fur, the title track. It's about he's a boy and he wanders off into the woods. He hears voices in the trees, and ultimately, first he thinks it's his mom yelling, and then it turns out to be the howling of a dog. It turns out it's a wolf, and then he joins the wolf pack, and he grows fur and and goes out and howls through the woods. But then later he's sleeping underneath a dogwood tree, and a girl comes walking through the woods, and she hears the angels too, and all of a sudden he knocks the leaves off his snout, and they get married and have children, and it's just a great imaginative.
Is it weed or
No,
psychedelics or
maybe. I mean, they get lumped in. Some people say they're kind of jam bandy, but I don't think they are at all. They're
Okay.
It's guitar rock.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Blitzen Trapper.
Well, one way I'm finding that I can avoid doubling up is when I do a new album. So
Right.
I'm doing Miley Cyrus, her new album. It came
Okay.
out at the end of May, so I'm finally getting around to it. Something Beautiful. Let me tell you, this album, it really elevates her game. She's 32 now.
Yeah.
This is her 9th album.
What's the name of the album?
It's called Something Beautiful.
Okay.
And she's 32 years old. It's her 9th album. Hannah Montana was long, long ago and dead. Her wild years afterward, long dead. This one is very kind of experimental, kind of pop art, R&B, soul, jazz, psychedelic pop, disco. But it's elegantly done, and it's well thought out. And the world's more complicated. She kind of gets into like existential kind of material, and she does talk about love and all that. But mortality, all this stuff comes into play. There are great songs on there. The title track, Something Beautiful. She's very vulnerable in it. It's got kind of a jazz overlay, but then there are these fiery jags of rock in it. And let's see, End of the World is kind of this ethereal pop that's sort of reminiscent of Stevie Nicks. Easy Lover is a real painful kind of love song. But my favorite, and this probably won't play to either of you two, but if you understand this at all, it's called Walk of Fame. And it's like Bronski Beat meets Kylie Minogue, and it's just a perfect blend of those two with her voice. And Miley Cyrus really has one of the best
She
voices.
does have a nice voice.
She's got a
Just
great
an
voice.
amazing voice. And there's also a visual album that accompanies this album. But for some reason, I'm not finding all the pieces. I don't know if they've not all been released or if a few of the tracks have been pulled back. But it's very stylish. Just a real upping her ante kind of move from Miley Cyrus. It's definitely her best album yet.
Can't believe you brought up Bronski Beat. I haven't heard them in
Bronski
forever.
Beat and Kylie Minogue.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to picture or imagine.
I'll play you a little bit on my phone when we get out.
Okay, all right.
And speaking of getting out of here, do we have anything else to say? Well,
Send us emails.
get back to school, kids. We hate to see you go, but enjoy that. And if you got any ideas for us, howweheardit@gmail.com. Send us a message. And you can follow us on all those social media sites as How We Heard It. And we can't wait to talk to you again.
You've been listening to How We Heard It with Chuck Campbell and Wayne Bledsoe, a podcast about music, movies, art, culture, whatever it is that's on their mind. How We Heard It was recorded at the Arbor Studio in Knoxville, Tennessee by me, John Baker. How We Heard It is a Cozy Planet production. If listening to this podcast has given you a burning sensation, then we recommend you sit in a hot tub until your symptoms fade away. If you'd like to reach out to Chuck or Wayne or even me, you can send an email to howweheardit@gmail.com. So thank you for listening, and come on back and we'll have another episode for you next week.